Charlie, and I'm going to be reading a poem I wrote. I'm only going to be reading one because it's really long. It's like 5 pages, this one. And it's called Destinations. Thank you. 1. Hymn of the Highway. Onward, onward, there's nothing so immediate as this persistent need to move onward, onward, across the ancient, unending river of tar, crisscrossing stars against this vast conglomeration of states. Nothing is so simple or so scarring as the system of following blue and red signs north to the high-tension wires, miles of gray highway rolling into the constant distance, a horizon our eyes never quite seem to catch. Follow Eisenhower's lead, follow Eisenhower's vision, follow Eisenhower's road in whatever direction you choose, and you'll find yourself blossoming into new and leaving behind your old, your broken down freeways, too commonly ridden to bring any joy. Your new horizons, free of memory and free of hardship, free to remember, blowing out tires on potholes to horizon, and the jumper cables pushing stripped tires over pine needle floors. Onward, finding new roads to conquer and claim and abandon, colonizing new highways. Imperialize the veins of this nation, filled as they are with the blood of our histories, filled as they are with the cars, filled with people, filled with stories. Onward through the nation of thieves and scratch the itch that lay dormant in your belly with every bus ride and every bike ride and every family road trip to disappointing relatives. Satisfy that hunger, insatiable as it very well will be. Sleep in every state until you realize that the sky is different everywhere you go and that moon still feels the same no matter how many miles you put between you and what you called home. Sleep in every hotel until you know that this land is full of temporary bedrooms housing permanent ghosts, lining roads towards each horizon in the rear view and the windshield with no end in sight. Sleep in your back seat and watch stars whip by under endless nighttime across endless countryside, and let yourself roll on towards what has been waiting for you ever since the first time your hands met a steering wheel. Onward to your destiny, waiting at the end of this road. This is where we find ourselves accelerating, hesitating, holding white-knuckled to our suitcases and our lives, folded neatly into notebooks and dragged carefully out of drawers, out of closets, from under beds. We have brought ourselves to the very feet of the endless American beast that will bring us to our fates and our fortunes by our follies, finding us flailing in the future with only our suitcases left. So onward, onward to the terror and the glory, awaiting the eager tire treads, eating metal and spitting dust, and choking on its own exhausted fumes. Onward, 3 miles to wilder, 3 miles to wilder truths. 2. Transit ballads. Onward, onward, running from Philadelphia's beautiful, dirty, brotherly, running from suburban grime to greater prospects, running to catch a bus that only comes once an hour. Finger paint a masterpiece in the dirt of this train window and watch the world slip by, Amtrak accelerated, endless. Whip past graffiti garden and barbed wire playground, factory farms sporting cages for those inside. Inside, countless eyes watch big sky fly past bulletproof windows, tickets torn and waiting for the next stop to be announced. I can see the endless interned selves peering out of here. Inside, I am forehead pressed to glass, watching factories crouching under spiderweb wires, cutting through the wet sky and pouring sunlight into the darkest corners of this industrial devolution. Inside houses, off the train tracks, are empty eyes from behind blinds and multicolor identical homes, split down their centers and housing too many faces, always watching the iron horse stampedes tumble by. Onward towards bus, rolling south through meadowlands with a well-worn book, dreaming of the Benadryl nightmares my friends have been living in their slow cars and fast trains and tireless eyes. Onward towards 2 hours and on an arthritic bus, rolling towards city lights just to find port authorities detaining partners for poor explanations, potential prostitutes pulled from platforms for their own safety, pouring tears into each other's eyes when we are finally riding taxicab terrified up-down to the soft bed warmth of what we needed all along, recounting evenings endless in the travel that never seemed to find its way home. Endless night ends in cigarettes out the Hartley windows that housed profanities, spat Ginsberg from these halls, and the campus lay below me in its ivory glory, and that love of 1,000 generations of sinners pouring out of this room, hot air. I fall asleep, Slick with street to bus to station to subway to street to bed to sweat, on skin that saw 2 states and 3 cities in the past 6 hours, saw the world turned over and heard the endless song of bus engines that refused to die. Onward. Back to bus stop startled and rolling towards homeland again on aching wheels, road stripped of itself and myself, watching windows flip by like sunshine and recklessness. Onward, onward, past grime and over potholes, through this never-ending maze of layovers and switchbacks, onward, towards a simpler destination. 3. Mountain Song. Onward, onward. There is a wedding in the mountains today, through dirt roads and wildflowers. Onward is the call, onward is the mantra, onward is the vow and the vows. Passing White River Junction, passing way station closed, passing open sky and green mountains cut through my gray highway, passing over Interstate 93, winding us higher and higher towards sunlight, towards treetops, onward, with the wildflower hills rolling under pine trees and the clouds painting mountain sides in strips of shade like suburb sunshine on carpet through slats of blinds, and the wind turning treetop canopies into oceans. Here I am, where the sky and road kiss on the spines of hungry mountains, arching towards the peak, where the roadside dandelions grow taller than our knees, and this road will roll always and forever into the distance. Here I am, where the lifeblood of America slows down and takes the dirt path to its very end, and then keeps walking, where the highway stops and turns and takes a deep breath, and the wedding is just at the top of this hill, or the next. Alone, I roll towards the place where earth reaches up with dirty fingers towards sky and finally touches her. Alone, I travel endless gravel and muds towards the home, to the pinnacle, to the perch, to the point of no return, onward. I travel lonely as the highway, lonely as the mountains and moth-eaten Massachusetts forests, lonely as the unanswered letters and longing for familiar hands to hold instead of steering wheel, onward, lonely as the wind that slips through windows and holds desperately to hair and spare papers, whips past blind eyes and senseless skin. I travel lonely as one can travel when one travels with their sins, alone. I see the highways and rivers cut through stone, pouring endlessly towards the basin of this valley, as natural as the way seasons turn as the earth does. No matter what you do to try to stop it, gravity holds. Save for overpass miracles and hawks riding low, following electric roads out of the center of this pit that is so grand, we dare not call it what it is, save for the flight, 2 wings that we race on 4 wheels, onward. Higher and higher, defying gravity and watching the world turn 1,000 colors I did not know I could see, onward toward the sunlight and the savior of these wildflower gardens, reaching closer and closer to heaven. Onward, onward, through the dreams of eternity folded under seat. Onward through city, through mountainside, onward, to me, forever to me. Thank you.